Agent Romanov. You miss me?
Oh yeah, Charles, we got ourselves an X-Men fan.
Captain.
Your Highness.
Captain, big fan, Spider-Man. Hey everyone.
Hey guys, and welcome to Filmartsy, your #1 source for all things films and movies. And when it comes to the upcoming Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, fans have been speculating for quite some time that Marvel may be using this new movie as a way to revisit some of the earliest and oldest plot lines from the Marvel Cinematic Universe that never fully got fleshed out and expanded on. And this is really interesting because, of course, Marvel has a reputation of bringing all of the storylines and plots full circle, and it's very possible that Shang-Chi will be doing just that, especially after a recent upload on Marvel's YouTube channel with a featurette specifically looking at Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Now, right away, with a title like Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, a lot of eagle-eyed fans remember all the way to the very first movie that kicked off the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Iron Man. There was the Ten Rings, the organization that had captured Tony Stark and set the whole Iron Man process in motion. And Kevin Feige makes a direct comparison to that and elaborates and finally gives us the very first confirmation that yes, this in fact is the same organization that was teased all the way back in 2008.
I'm going back to the very beginning of the MCU. We have a keystone event, and that event is Tony Stark becoming Iron Man. He's forced to build these weapons for an organization, and that organization was the Ten Rings.
Now, you may remember that a lot of that plotline was a little bit picked up again in Iron Man 3 with the Mandarin, though that ended up being kind of like a misdirect, and it looks like this time they are going to reintroduce the Mandarin in a much more substantial and real fashion rather than the misdirect they went with in Iron Man 3, though you can still see these connections with the Ten Rings still being present and still being this force that obviously will serve as an antagonistic point. Now, the other big thing that a lot of fans have also been talking about is the brand new poster that recently released for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, this one having Abomination showcased in the poster in the bottom corner. And of course, as we saw from the teaser trailer where we did get a brief look at Abomination at the end of the film, this is obviously another massive callback to the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, with Abomination being a character introduced in The Incredible Hulk all the way back in 2008, just a few months after Iron Man, that kind of just was in the background. We never really knew if they would ever revisit that character again, especially with how The Incredible Hulk's movie legacy has been treated in the MCU, kind of partly retconned but not really, especially since the Hulk was recasted from Edward Norton to Mark Ruffalo. More or less, there hasn't been too many acknowledgements to that film, with the exception of General Ross being really the only link to that film. And it looks like they are once again revisiting something from the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Universe legacy and bringing it into the forefront of this film, at least in one way or another. We don't know fully to what extent Abomination will be existent in this film, but we do know from the teaser he's going to be in there at least to some extent. So this is really interesting, and we did want to turn this around to talk to you guys. Do you like the fact that Marvel is going back and revisiting the earliest days of the MCU and reopening some of those plot lines, or do you think they should focus on telling the most up-to-date stories? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe with notifications on for more videos like this. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video.